can just start on the back. I'm going to give you two options of how to have your legs. You can either have your legs feet wide, knees together. That's if you have low back issues, that's going to make laying on your back a little bit easier. Excuse me. Alternatively, you can have your feet together and your knees wide. You can do what you like with your arms. Most people in this position, to tune into heart and belly breathing, would have left hand on heart, right hand on belly. If you just kind of feel like opening it up a little bit more through the chest, you can do what I'm doing, which is having the arms locked overhead. Take these first few moments to body scan and see how you're feeling. Closing your eyes and just coming deep inside. Focus on always breathing in and out of your nose. Take one more really deep breath in. And then go ahead and straighten out your left leg. Plug your right thigh into your right side. This is your ascending colon here, deep belly breathing. Hug the other leg in, please. And remember, you're massaging into the abdomen here, so you have to have that big, big breath. And then go ahead and bring both of your legs in. Give yourself a good squeeze. Wing out your arms, left and right. Take your feet so they're mat distance. And do some nice big windshield wipers here with the legs. So remember, this is really going to be getting into those side hip connections. But you do really need to push down through the inner thigh towards the mat. That's the only way you're really going to get that good opening across. Using the breath, notice too if you feel any shifting through the lower back. The next time your knees are to the right, I'm going to have you cross your right ankle over your left outer thigh to give you a stretch there on that IT band that goes up from the left hip through the left knee. If it bothers your knee at all, like inner knee kind of, it might. Then just skip the ankle brace. It's just adding weight to that stretch. Use your core to come back through center and then just switch sides. And then inhaling out of that, you're definitely going to want another squeeze, thighs to belly. Take your arms out again, and this time we're taking full knee side to side. So you're going to take those knees over to the right as you exhale. Make sure your shoulders stay grounded. You're going to inhale back through center, and you're going to exhale the other way. So it's important that the shoulders remain stationary here, that you are pulling the core muscles in. So always think belly to spine here. This is a really lovely exercise to stretch the back muscles, to massage again through the abdomen because of the twist. One more to each side, please. And then when you come out of that, take your legs straight up to the ceiling. Some of you might want to take your hands underneath your butt to create a little shelf there to tuck the tail. Pulling the belly muscles in, you're going to lower your legs. You're going to bend your knees and take your legs straight back up to the ceiling. Keep those going. Two more. And then go ahead and keep the right leg up, drop the left leg to the ground. So if you have a strap or anything like a strap, and remember, even just a towel would work here, all you have to do is place whatever you're using on the ball of the foot. You want to flex the foot towards your face. But you want to do that not with your muscles, but with just the pull of the strap or whatever you're using on the ball of the foot. So it's very, very, very close to the toes, and you're pulling your leg slowly, tractioning it towards your face. So it's a very passive stretch. Okay, you're going to want to bend your right knee and just switch out your leg. Please make sure it's on the ball of the foot, very close to the toes. Work on trying to get the leg close to your face. Bend that knee so you can slowly release that. Give yourself a quick squeeze, thighs to belly. And then create a bridge pose. Put your feet down, lift your hips nice and high. Whatever version of bridge that you like to take, make sure that your knees are squeezing towards center, not splaying out. So you have to slightly pigeon toe your feet there. And then allow your hips to come back down to the ground and cross your right ankle over your left thigh. So that's essentially figure 4 hip stretch, but you're going to lift up your hips again. Imagine you have a sandbag on your right inner thigh, so you're really getting that hip open, but at the same time you're working your left glute and all the connections there. Lowering the hips to the ground, keep this shape, take your fingers to your temple, pull your belly muscles in, and lift everything towards the ceiling, connecting nose towards the legs and lifting up your tailbone. Take an inhale to tap it down, then exhale, lift. Keep these going. It's the lift of the tail that is really important on this figure 4 crunch. Okay, let's do that on the other side. First, start with the leg over, right leg lifting into figure 4 bridge. Imagine you have a sandbag on your left inner thigh. Sitting those hips high, working the connections on the right side. Slowly down to the ground. When you touch down, fingers back to the temple, core engaged, push your lower back down, and start those crunches, lifting your hips off the ground as much as possible. Last one. Give yourself another squeeze. Turn your chin over to the right and turn your chin over to the left. We're going to take a quad stretch here. I'm going to give you options always. So if you have a strap or need a strap to do half bow, it looks like this. And so remember the connections from the knee through the quad and then up through the hip flexor. That's the chain you really need to be focusing on there. If you're going to flip over onto your back and take half hero, then you're going to want to have some sort of a block or something like that to support the hip. And I know you are used to seeing this on me, but just to clarify, and if you're looking going, wait, what is she doing? So I'm placing my pelvis, my sacrum, on the block. My right toenails are on the mat, and I'm creating a back bend for myself very akin to the half bow that I started with, so that when the pelvis is lifted, I'm in a supported back bend and I'm able to get the tissues not just around the knee but all the way up into the hip flexor. So I've got three major joints opening, right? I've got my hip, I've got my knee, and of course I have the ankle, because the ankle is in plantar flexion, right? The foot itself is in plantar flexion. Anyway, so hang out there, open up your leg, breathe into those stretches. Two more deep breaths here. Try to really push that breath into those openings. And then real slow when you come out of it. Doesn't matter which version of it you're doing, you gotta move the joints. So let's kick, hunch up with the heel, get into the hip, the knee, and the ankle. When the leg is up, go ahead and twirl that ankle around a little bit. Point and flex, roll it around. Ankle mobility is very important for balance. And then of course we'll take whatever stretch you did on the other side, we'll do it on this side. So you're either in half bow or this is half hero with the pelvis lifted. It's really important that you're in plantar flexion. So plantar flexion, think ballerina foot, right? So it's the opposite of the hamstring stretch we just did, which is dorsiflexion, right? While you're here, you could do some other stretches with your hands, right? Unless you're in half bow, so maybe that's not such a good idea. So never mind. I always just assume that everybody's going to be in this sort of a stretch, so let's not even think about that. We'll just do it later. Okay, friends, we need to come out of this nice and slow. Don't kind of whiplash out of it. Take your leg up to the ceiling. Start by moving the joints, all the joints that you were just stretching. Twirl around your ankle, point and flex. Come back onto your back, and again, please, thigh to belly squeeze. Pull yourself up to a ragdoll fold at the top of the mat. Bending your knees a lot. Dropping your head. Drop your hands. Take a nice slow ragdoll. And then shoulder roll. And then stretching through the hands, so flex the hand back, fingertips towards the forearm. Do the same thing with the thumb. And then the other fingers on the other side. And again with your thumb. Make little dog ears and push on that. And then again on the other side. Sweep the arms up to the ceiling. Find length here. Breathe in. Exhale. Deep fold. Hinging at your hips. Really important. Drop your head. And then place your hands on your shins. Create a half lift here. Breathe in. Exhale. Fold. Again. Breathe in. And fold. 3 more. Last one. Planting the hands, find plank or forearm plank or any version of that that works for you. Lowering down onto your belly and preparing your back core work and rolling cobra with your breath. Remember, this is back, not butt, so relax your butt muscles, lift up and lower down. Keep them going. And then go ahead and back traction. So on your hands and knees, pull your hips to your heels, drop your head. Come forward with your chin up, shoulders down. 2 more. I'm going to have you add a stretch here for the inner thigh and hip mobility. So remaining in that general position, but left leg is out to the left. Kind of think almost like a gate pose position. Left foot should be fully planted, not on the knife edge. And then again, adding that hip mobility. So move the hips towards the heel. It doesn't actually have to touch down. And then bring your torso forward. And you can have your chin up here. And just very gentle movement back and forth. I'm sure you feel that big stretch happening on the inner thigh. But it's really about getting the hip mobility. So think about the shape of the femur and the hip socket as you draw forward and back. Two more here. Good. Go ahead and release. We'll do that on the other side. So again, right foot out, and it is fully planted. It must be connected. You're gonna start shifting forward and back. Make sure you're breathing. Got one more here. And then bringing the knee back underneath so that you can do some cow cats, tilting the pelvis, chin up, etc., etc. And then pushing into your downward dog shape, stretching out those calves and Achilles tendons. So wiggle around a little bit, push through the back of the leg. Put your right leg up to the ceiling, pull the knee to the nose, right leg high, and into your first lunge, which we use as that really specific hip flexor stretch. Breathing into it. Use your core. You're going to be sending that leg back and then lifting left leg high, pulling knee to nose, leg high for lunge. When you get there, it's going to be that heavy hip. And then please, left leg back, right leg high, knee to nose, leg high for lunge. Take a half lift here, breathe in, feet together, fold. Interlace your hands, press your palms towards the floor, towards the screen, then up to the ceiling. And just give yourself a good old side stretch opening. 2 more. And then release to a fold. Breathe in and breathe out. Halfway lift. Sending left foot back into your lunge, right foot back into your dog, and lifting left leg high, knee to nose, leg high, lunge. Take your half lift, feet together, fold. This time steeple grip, come on up. Start to really find a little bit more movement through the pelvis, so perhaps adding on a little bit of rotation through the torso, pushing the hips in a circle, moving yourself forward but also into a back bend. Doing anything that feels really good to you, making sure you're moving in every direction you can think of. Just freeing up the space around the back and the hips. And eventually folding to even that all out. Taking your half lift, sending your right foot back into lunge, left foot back into dog. And lifting your right leg high, draw it in knee to nose, pull it in tight, right leg high to lunge. Taking your half lift again, feet together, fold, big toes together, stand up, Tadasana. As you exhale, have a seat, Utkatasana. We're going to take eagle arms, left arm under, sit and squeeze. Take your inhale, and as you come out of it, pushing those elbows up towards the ceiling. And then unraveling the arms and interlacing your hands behind you to open up your chest here, fists towards the floor, and then a nice deep fold here. Your inhale slowly out of this and into tree pose, standing on your right foot. Bend your left knee, rotate the knee out to the left, put the foot either on the inner calf, or if you like, reach down and put it on your inner thigh. But do keep the hip rotation while the hip points themselves face forward. Do what you like with the arms. And then very gently releasing this left leg, come back down into a lunge position. Free the arms up towards the ceiling. Wiggle around so you can get a nice deep lunge position. Take a peek at that right foot. You should be able to see your right big toe here. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, twisting to the right. Take an inhale back up and then twist to your left. Inhale back up, twist again to the right. And then circle all the way around, finding warrior two. So again, just really making sure that this weight is straight down, right? So you're not leaning forward Everything is very squared. Keep the right knee over the right ankle. Strong arms left and right. Take an inhale to stretch everything up, and a 5-pointed star. Stretch out your fingers. And then a nice deep flat back fold here. Slowly come back, top of the mat, downward dog. Left leg high, knee to nose, leg high, to lunge. When you get there, halfway lift. Feet together, fold, big toes together as you rise, Tadasana, and exhale, Utkatasana. Right arm under, sit and squeeze. Then inhale out of that. Just let those elbow points up, point towards the ceiling. Free the arms, interlace your hands behind you. Chest opener, fold. Take a nice slow inhale out of this. Take your time, right? You don't want a head rush. And then tree pose. So first, just bend your right knee. Use your external hip rotator to turn the leg out. Then place the foot either on the calf or reach down and place it on the inner thigh. Up to you. And then do what you like with your arms. Step back into low lunge position, and when you get there, wiggle around a little bit. Make sure both hip points face forward. Core is strongly engaged here. Let the arms float up to the ceiling. Big twist to the left. Inhale, open twist to the right. Inhale, twist to the left. Circle completely around to warrior two, setting up that strong posture. You are going to be holding that for about 30 seconds, so think about really keeping your alignment. Check that left knee. Huge breath in, standing up, spreading everything out, and then folding with that flat spine. Come down, drop your head. Come forward, plant the hands, downward facing dog. Let your right leg lift, knee to nose, leg high, to lunge, halfway lift. Feet together, fold. Stand all the way up, Tadasana. On the exhale, have a seat and take full eagle. So that's going to be left leg over and left arm under. Keep your arms, but unbind the legs. Step all the way back into your lunge position. So you're in lunge with eagle arms. I'm gonna have you free the arms. Drop your left foot so it's 45 degrees, so essentially warrior one. Then begin to straighten your right leg. Again, very important to keep the hips squared. You're gonna be reaching forward, flat spine. You probably would need a block here. If you're not terribly flexible, you're gonna come down, head towards the knee, framing the right foot with your hands. Now bend your right knee slowly, plant the hands, step it back for your downward facing dog. Then lift your left leg high, knee to nose, leg high, lunge. On your half lift, feet together, fold. As you rise, Tadasana. As you sit, Utkatasana to full eagle. So standing on your left foot, cross your right leg over, cross your right arm under, create all your bind here. And then keep your arms, but let that right leg float back. You're gonna land in a lunge position, so making sure you have a fairly wide stance here. And then you're gonna free the arms and plant the right foot, so basically warrior one, core engaged. As you straighten your left leg, please make sure these hips stayed squared, like they're not twisting at all. With the flat spine, you're coming forward. If you are not terribly flexible, you need blocks here, big time. And if you don't have blocks, you know what I say, just anything that would support you. Really slowly, bending the knee, planting the hands, sending it back, really working out here with the heels, the knees, the hips, just feeling it out, how all of that stretched. And then setting up half pigeon. Please make sure again that you have support here for your hips. Right leg forward, place a block or pillow or anything you do have underneath your right hip. Toe heel your right foot over to the left. You know what figure four looks like because we took it earlier, so if that is a better choice for you, please take it. And then coming forward and down. One more deep breath here. And then please take your time. You're going to be bringing that right leg back, doing some kicks here. And then please set that up on the other side. Wiggle around, make sure you're in a supported position, and then eventually let your body come down and relax as much as possible. Go ahead and slowly come out of this, taking that left leg back. Very important to lubricate the hip after that. And then meeting on the back, sitting up, knees to chest. Give yourself a good old squeeze. Place your right leg on the ground, supine twist. So if you want to ever try that with like a straight leg and you still have that strap, you can always take the strap around the foot and take the leg over. That would be an option. Slowly come out of this. Give yourself a good old squeeze again. And then left leg down, right leg goes left. You take your chin right. Come on out of that. Final squeeze can be wide knees or dead bug, rocking side to side. Take your arms and legs to the sky, fan out everything. And then Shavasana, corpse pose. Lay flat out. Take your time to absorb all that good stuff. Please remember to hydrate once you are back on your feet. And have a lovely day. Thank you.